Started. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's 1 million by 1 million strategy roundtable for entrepreneurs. 1Mby1M, as you know, is the first global virtual accelerator for technology startups in the world. Our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million and beyond in annual revenue. In support of that mission, we've been doing these free mentoring roundtables for years. We started back in 2008 with an experiment that was successful, and then we launched the full-fledged 1Mby1M program in 2010. So this is the 734th free mentoring roundtable. Of course, we do roundtable format for our premium members, private mentoring roundtables as well. So this is a flavor of what you get in the premium program. We've also launched our AI mentor a few months ago, and that is working really well. You can get it in your pocket on a 24/7 basis. It's available in 57 languages from wherever you are, and it's unlimited usage for $30 a month, very inexpensive. And it can answer a lot of questions for you that are, early stage entrepreneurs, first time entrepreneurs questions that are, this is all trained on 20 years of my mentoring session recordings and our methodology, our curriculum, pedagogy, case studies, writings, videos, everything. So it has, basically the 1M by1M brain. So you can definitely get tons of your questions answered through this. Another handy thing that I want to point you to is a free Udemy course that is a companion to the AI mentor that gives you prompts to develop startup strategy using our AI mentor. We're going to switch to the entrepreneur pitch session, and just want you to know this is a safe working session. You don't need to be nervous. You don't need to be defensive. We are on your side, and our only agenda is to help you move forward. If you disagree with what you hear, that's really not an issue because you do what you like with the feedback you get here. It's your venture. Avinash Anand from Pune, India. Catam is the company. Avinash, please go ahead.
Thanks a lot, Sramana and 1Mby1M team. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm introducing Catam today to the panel. It's a unified GRC, governance, risk, and compliance tool, which has an integration with attack surface management, breach attack, and simulation. It has autonomous agents who explore the infrastructure and validate and secure the premises. Sramana, can you go to the next slide? So essentially, the traditional market for compliance is quite a hectic job if you interview any of the people who have gone through a compliance process. It involves a lot of paperwork, a lot of trails. Things have to be proved to the auditors in order to claim a certification framework, say SOC 2 or ISO 27001. In here, the pain point is being addressed by Catam, where we are not going after a point in time evidence, rather we are continuously monitoring and thereby complying with the needs of modern frameworks like SOC 2 Type 2, which requires enterprise to prove their security posture over a period of time. So if there is a divergence in certain policies or controls, how much time they're required to fix it, what was the delta, who did it, what. So all these evidence is automated within this tool, which comes up handy for a small, medium, or enterprise business if they are applying for any framework.
So your target is small, medium, and enterprise businesses?
That's right.
It's too broad. That's my
yes,
first
it is too broad, and the
That's
reason
not
why
how the cybersecurity market operates. the same tool is not used across the board until the company is much bigger. So if you want to build a cybersecurity startup, you have to choose what you want to go after.
That's very rightly said, Sramana. In fact, if I put up an enterprise's reflection, their networks are quite complex and they already have a broad set of tools for different purposes.
Definitely do.
Right now, small and medium is what I am targeting right now in my
Small
sales.
medium does not pay that much attention to compliance.
They have to, if they are signing any enterprise deal, it becomes a mandate for them to become a vendor for any enterprise.
Then you have a sub-segmentation there.
That's right.
You're talking
That's right.
about small, medium companies that service enterprises, that sell to enterprises.
Right. And apart from that, if certain companies who are dealing with customer data, there are some government enforcements on them as well, like GDPR or California Privacy Act, or HIPAA or PCI if they're dealing with payments, cards, or patient information. So essentially, either they have to work within the framework of the law, or when they are working as a vendor for larger enterprises, they have to come certified through these frameworks.
Right. So you are aware that you are, what we just went through, this like 2-minute conversation that we just went through, sub-segmented and started pinpointing your ideal customer profile.
That's right. That's right.
So then, were you aware of that coming into this conversation?
I was expecting this.
So then why did you pitch it as an enterprise software?
The reason being the offensive security red teaming component that I have built within the product, that specifically goes larger and beyond from the compliance framework. So this product is a combination of two stuff, a GRC compliance plus the security. And the security part is driven by two things: attack surface management, breach attack simulation, and red teaming or pen testing, you may call it, which can be consumed by all variety of customers based on their size.
That's not the way to pitch. If you want to pitch, you have to be very clear about what is your ICP. And you were able to dialogue with me on what is your ICP. But there's a part of you, and I've seen this movie before, which is why I'm pinpointing it immediately. Entrepreneurs think that they shouldn't close off any options, which is what you're doing. You want to keep all your options open. That's not how you build a startup. You have to close off a lot of options and zero in on your ICP. That's the only way you can actually build a business. So please keep that in mind. And what is your background?
I have 20 years of experience. I have worked with Amazon, and since last 3 years, I'm running a consulting business. Helped some of the logistics company grow from 0 to 100,000 packages delivery. All built, I built a team for them in Pune and delivered. And since last 1.5 years, when I consulted with one of the security company, NetSpy, it's $1 billion company. I liked the security domain, and that's where I started building this product.
Do you have any, this is, by the looks of it, it looks like a deep tech company in cybersecurity. Will you pass in due diligence as a deep tech security expert?
Absolutely. I've built everything by my own hands.
Where?
With my team in Pune.
This product, but before coming into this product, do you have any security background in any other company?
I've been part of security clearance or release cycle of products at Avaya, at Amazon, for example, OWASP certification, or the traditional software that used to get released as a CD, 10, 15 years back. I was part and process of those release cycles.
So bottom line is, you're not a security industry person in the
I'm not
sense of the
purely
word.
I have been a consumer of security frameworks, I should
He's not
say.
considered a security domain expert. Okay, got it. Do you have a slide on competitive landscape?
Not exactly. I think I have a slide over here, but the main differentiator that I am pitching, my main competition in this space is Vanta and Rata or Scatio. These are the few pioneer companies who are selling GRC products. And I have been a consumer of Vanta myself. And the main gap that I have seen, these companies would help you discover and measure your compliance posture, but when it comes to security, they would redirect you to third party tools or pen test reports from other services. They do not have anything native in their platform.
Okay,
And
maybe
that's
they don't, but there are other products who do that. So they don't have that capability within their product, but there are other products that have that
exactly.
capability.
So that's what is the problem. So from a security product standpoint, there are many in the market. Qualys, CrowdStrike, Microsoft Defender, Palo Alto, there are many companies. And when it comes to compliance or being compliant as a posture, a CISO or a security head of an org has to deal with multiple tools, and information is scattered across multiple tools, and it's very tough. For example,
How well do you understand Qualys's stack or Palo Alto Networks' stack? How well do you understand CrowdStrike's stack?
I have used them as a user. I understand what they do. How do they do?
That's not an answer to my question. You have to understand their stack. What do they have? How do they deal with these things? Because the way the security industry, cybersecurity industry operates right now is that these companies, the ones that we just talked about, there are 4 or 5 companies: Palo Alto Networks, CrowdStrike, Cloudflare, Qualys, Zscaler. There are, maybe 5, 6 companies that are kind of like the tier 1 vendors.
Correct.
CISOs work with these companies.
That's right.
It is incredibly difficult for a startup to get a CISO conversation. Now, you are saying you don't want to go after CISOs at enterprises. You're saying you want to go after the small, medium business selling into enterprises. So what is the competitive landscape in that particular domain with that ICP in mind? So my point is your strategic analysis of the opportunity is very shallow. And you have to be credible, you have to deeply, deeply improve your understanding of what is going on in this business.
Right.
So what security providers are selling what you are selling, or adjacencies into the small medium enterprise market, and not just small medium enterprise market, small medium enterprise selling into other players that are selling into enterprises. So you have to shortlist very specifically that segment and understand what is the competitive landscape of that segment. This is why I asked you the question, are you just a consumer of security, or do you have deep domain knowledge in security? I'll be very upfront. If you are thinking about raising money, it's going to be incredibly difficult for you to raise money for this venture because you do not have the profile that is going to be fundable for investors.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's a however here.
Okay.
And that however is encouraging for you. That however is that you can bootstrap a solution that you understand really well and find customers who need that solution and start selling. So the question is, can you navigate here? And you say you have a consulting business, so there is potentially a bootstrapping using services path to doing this model, where you're not having
Right.
to sell yourself, where you can actually sell a product. And once you have enough customers, then the bias against the founder profile starts to dissolve, and you have a product and you have a business against which you can, sell a fundraising story if you're trying to fundraise. But regardless, you have to understand your domain well. You have to understand the competitive landscape well. You have to understand the positioning well, and you have to find the gap of where you can go in with what ICP, with what solution to actually be able to sell. So that's my feedback.
Yeah, that's very encouraging, Sramana. Thanks a lot. In fact, narrowing down on the ideal ICP would be a gold mine for me right now. And regarding the product is already fully built and live. I have a trial customer already running in logistics space,
Okay.
and I am going ahead and selling the product, trying to sell the product. In fact, myself. Have built multiple toolings, autonomous agents. I'm right now in the process of building a model for this product for offensive security for red teaming specifically. And so this slide that is in front of you, this is what
This
is
doesn't
my...
work. This slide doesn't work at all.
Yeah, this doesn't work
It's
at
not
all.
a bottom-up slide. First and foremost, not a bottom-up slide, and it does not have your ICP in view. Your TAM is built on ICP. So
Essentially, I will just continue my storytelling. So like I said, at this point in time, I have a funnel which I am sourcing and building. I have a sales pipeline, which is uh, a, a bunch of autonomous AI agents who are sourcing for me. And I have an internal tool called attack surface management, through which I run recons on those potential leads. And then specialized emails are sent. Say, for example, doctor.ai has these many gaps. Katam can help you fix, or can give you a continuous posture throughout the year if you sign up. So this is the approach through which I am walking into the market. This product is also built as a marketplace where CISOs and CPAs can resell the product.
I wouldn't complicate life. You're not big enough to do all these things. Okay? If you try to do too many things, you're not going to succeed as a business. What I see here at the very right of your slide deck is you're showing that you can get to $12 million ARR in 3 years.
Right.
Is the assumption that this is a bootstrap business for these 3 years that you're doing this?
Right now it is bootstrapped. I'm not looking to raise money yet. Until and
Not
unless
yet. I'm asking, this 3-year projection, is that based on a bootstrap business or not?
Ideally not, because to reach to this scale and number, I would have to have a good set of people selling out apart from me. This number cannot be chased by me alone. So I'm, you can make an assumption I would have raised money.
So if you get to 12, if you're showing that you can only get to $12 million in 3 years, that is not a fundable business. Investors right now are trying to go from 0 to $100 million in 5 years. So if you get to 12 million in 3 years, that doesn't get you to 100 million in 5 years. And that the timeline is squeezing right now because of AI. People are trying to get faster and faster to that 100 million mark. And some companies are going to 100 million in 3 years. So let's say you are looking at investors who would want you to go from 0 to $100 million in 3 to 5 years, and 12 million ARR in 3 years is not a fundable situation.
Okay.
That's why I asked you the question. If your assumption is a bootstrap company, 12 million ARR in 3 years is fine. No problem.
Got it.
So think about these nuances. There's a ton of things here that are incongruous and inconsistent. So if you seem to have expertise in the logistics domain, is logistics, is small, medium companies in logistics, does it fit your ICP in that they sell to larger companies and they have compliance needs?
It depends. These, say, a small or medium logistics company, if they are working with the likes of, say, Amazon, they have a need to prove that they have compliance and policies in their house before they can be, say, a last mile delivery guys for them or mid-mile movement.
How many such companies exist?
I would say in North America, around 100 plus.
And the customers that you're talking to are North America customers?
Yes, North America and LATAM.
And what response are you getting from them?
Essentially, right now, I see there is, the trust factor, like you had called earlier. Any new proposition that I do, there is a doubt in people's mind when they are talking. But I'm getting good responses through the referral network, people who know me or the people who are referring to me. I have engaged a MSSP in Canada who's also helping me sell. So there I see a good traction, and people are, listening to me what I am building, and they are showing interest in participation.
So this is an interesting nuance that you should take into account is MSSPs is how small, medium businesses acquire cybersecurity skills.
Right.
In small, medium, cybersecurity is not managed internally. Small, medium companies do not have CISOs.
Correct.
They work with MSSPs that deal with all these things. So is there an MSSP that specializes in logistics? You have to identify which MSSPs cater to segments that sell to large customers, large enterprises, and have the compliance requirements.
Yeah, in fact, there are two MSSPs who are working with me right now, one in US and one in Canada. And their portfolio is diverse, from financial companies, fintech companies to SaaS companies as well. And that's whom I'm, interacting, pitching the product, the existing tech stack they have, or the existing companies that they are dealing with, say Vanta or Drata, where they're evaluating us with respect to whether or not they can, work with us. So I'm not focused specifically just on logistics. Since I worked in logistics, there are a few referral companies.
Logistics was just an example that I was taking you through this thought process. You have to find MSSPs that align with your ICP. For example, if heat path compliance is one of the triggers that causes small, medium businesses to look for compliance providers, then an MSSP that specializes in healthcare would be a good partner for you. But if you can't find some way to align with your MSSP, selling this is going to be really difficult.
That's absolutely right.
So that's my feedback. Founder-led sales is going to only go up to a point. It's not going to scale.
That's correct. So founder-led sales, and apart from that, I'm adding a lot of innovation in the product as well. Catum is the first adopter of the OKF framework recently released by Google. It's open knowledge format. The use case is typically an enterprise, say, a corporation when they sign up with a vendor for compliance.
All that is very well, but I'm interested in customers being in the loop. You're building a product in vacuum without customers in the loop. That's not acceptable. Customers need to be in the loop. So don't get you're an engineer, so you are enamored with engineering and you're building product, but don't forget that an entrepreneurial venture lives and dies by customers.
Absolutely. And
So
in
you
fact, that is
have to
the
get
reason.
customers in the loop and get them to validate whether what you are building has any relevance or not.
And in fact, this is the reason I'm here today, pitching to get your thought process and probable course correction that I should do. And of course,
Happy
the
to
guide.
help you. I'll explain. Let me work with Sanjeev first, and then I will explain to you how to work with 1M by 1M, and I'm happy to coach you. That's not a problem. So just
Absolutely.
hold on. Let me, yeah, you have a lot of strategic work to do. Sanjeev, you are up next.
Right. Yeah, basically, this one is, based on my own experience, I notice there are a lot of solutions. Can you go to the next slide, please? I notice there are so many home remedies available. There are so many alternative medicines available. I've been from time to time.
Can you speak up? You're mumbling.
You cannot hear. Can you hear me now?
I can
Is
hear
it
you.
better?
Something is keeping your voice very
Okay,
low
okay.
and
I
kind
think
of
now it
soft.
will be better. It will be better now.
Yes, it is better now.
Yes, yes. So, yeah, first I'll tell you, upfront, I know the idea is not fundable, but I think
It's
maybe
okay.
you can do some
Fundability is
little.
not a requirement for 1M by 1M entrepreneurs. Fundability is not a requirement. We support bootstrapped entrepreneurship, not a problem.
Yes, exactly. And maybe you can do some miracle. That's a different thing. But I don't think at this stage because it's just an idea. I just developed an app, developing app is not a difficult thing these days. All it is trying to do is, we are trying to make sure that there is a home for people who want to use home remedies, who want to who want to try alternative medicines like homeopathy, like Ayurveda. You want to connect to doctors who are practitioners who are experts in Ayurveda, homeopathy, and the Korean medicine system. There are so many alternative medicine systems which most people in the US are not even aware of. Even though Europe, you will see the homeopathy is popular in Europe, but in US it's still not. So that's primarily I'm trying to do here, and basically it's patient. Can you go to the next slide, please? So yeah, it's all. Yeah, I'm talking about the alternative medicine systems here. And can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah, the other thing I am trying to increase add to this process is, see, right now even any doctor you go to, they just prescribe a medicine. There is no follow up. They have no idea whether you got any relief, you passed away, or you switched to another doctor out of frustration. You have no doctor has no idea. He just gives you medicine and that's it. So this is a gap in the uh, process right now. So my idea is through the app, I'm going to fix it. Can you go to the next slide, please? So yeah, basically the patients also need a forum where they can discuss their specific issues. They can ask other patients if anybody else had a similar problem. What exactly did you do to what worked for them? Just to get a sense of community, sense of belongingness, and a feedback to each other. Can you go to the next one, please? Yeah, so this app it will allow the doctors to see the feedback by patients. So once a doctor has given a medicine from like after 1 day, 3 days, 5 days, doctors will ask the patients to give feedback. Are they feeling better? If any side effects, all that information doctors will be able to see. Uh, Doctors will know which medicine worked, which did not work for the patient. Doctors will know what are the alternative medicines or herbal supplements patients are trying, what is working, what is not working. Also, patients can share with each other their experiences. Can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is the basic app which I built. There's no nothing else has been done. So I know clearly there is no fundability possible unless there is a miracle. Uh, so that's what basically you can
What
give
brings
me
you
some
here? What are
feedback.
you looking for from 1M by 1M?
Yeah, just to give me some advice on what needs to be done to reach a funding basically level.
Reach a funding level. You just told me that you're not looking for funding.
Not I am looking for funding, but I know it is not possible at this stage.
At all. There needs to be customer validation before anything else, whether this is at all viable. What, have you talked to customers? Have you talked to doctors, alternative medicine doctors who are willing to use this product?
No, not yet at this stage. Yeah.
Okay, so that's your first step. Go
Okay.
talk
Okay.
to doctors, and don't focus so much on these community stuff, because there are plenty of forums, Facebook groups, and WhatsApp
Okay.
groups, and so forth, where alternative medicine is discussed. That is not a gap in the market, but you will learn if you talk to doctors who are alternative medicine doctors, whether they have this problem that you are talking about, is whether they can communicate with patients and follow up and so on. So that's your first base. That's what you need to do first and foremost. Okay.
Okay, got it. Okay, sure, got it. Yeah.
Customer validation is everything, you know. Your steps are, you validate with customers, make sure your product has the functionality that customers are looking for, and then start getting customers to pay for your product. That is before anything else, before funding. I mean, this kind of product, before any question of funding, you have to show paying customers. This is not a deep tech product. It's a little app with very little defensibility. So unless you see how big is the TAM, how many alternative medicine doctors are there, how much are they willing to pay for this, there's all kinds of questions that you have to answer if you pursue funding. But first and foremost, start with customer validation. Nothing will happen unless you validate the idea. Okay.
Okay, got it. Okay, sure. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
All right. Yeah, you're very welcome. So, folks, let me explain to you how to use 1M. Everything is virtual. Everything is available at 1Mby1M.com. The AI Mentor is available standalone, and it is also available as part of 1M Basic and 1M Premium. The Premium is our full acceleration program. If you're looking for regular weekly mentoring through roundtables like this, private roundtables, that is through the Premium program. Investor introductions are through the Premium program. The curriculum, we have an extensive curriculum through which we are going to, steer you to learn a lot of the things that you don't know. That is available in Premium and Basic. So either way is fine. Whichever you want to join is fine. Basic is just curriculum and AI Mentor. It doesn't have mentoring, like in-person mentoring through the roundtables, and it does not have the investor introductions. You can start with curriculum and AI Mentor and then go to Premium if we are ready for funding, or you can go directly to the Premium program where you do get weekly mentoring. So whichever way you want to do it is fine. Just go to the website, look at Premium, Basic, and decide which way you want to go. There are 2 more roundtables this month and 4 in August. The free roundtables, you get to pitch once and have a conversation with me once. You can attend as many times as you want. You can ask questions, but pitching and getting these interactive project-based feedback is just once. After that, if you want to continue working with me, you need to be in the Premium program. If you have any questions about the program, your contact on the 1M site is Irina Patterson, irina@1M1M.com. So let me now open up to further questions. If anybody has questions, I'm happy to answer. Anybody? If not, we're going to adjourn, and I will see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Bye-bye. Avinash, you're all set?
Yeah, I'm all set. I got a lot of clarity, at least on my ideal customer profile. And thanks a lot for
Good. That's the idea. All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.